Hello and welcome to the Island Podcast. Today with me, we have our usual host, Bruno. Hello.
Hello, Ivan. Hello, guys.
And our two guests today are swimmers of the Aqua Centurions team, Matteo Rivolta and Szebasztian Jabo. Guys, hello, and thank you so much for making it to the podcast.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Guys, sort of the first topic I would like to discuss is we're going to dive right into it. Please assess your team performance in general this season. Because from one point of view, you guys didn't make it to the semis. It's probably not what you guys were looking for. But from another point of view, you guys were one of the most supportive teams out there, and it was such a pleasure watching you. So this season can't be a fail for you. And you guys had so many amazing swims. Matteo, do you want to start?
Yeah, for sure. I think that we were not satisfied about our performances because, of course, we ended up at the last place every matches, but we were and we are aware that we got a great potential in our team because especially in the male field, we are much competitive. We ended up at the second place in the male ranking for a couple of times, very close to the first position. And
you guys actually won one match on the men's side. In terms of points.
Yeah, for sure. And but that was not enough. So no one to blame. I strongly believe that everyone put his best, but we are aware that you can do much more than that. And that's also because we built up a great team spirit. We are Centurion is a team based in Rome, but there were more Brazilian guys than Italian ones. So that was a Latin spirit, a team spirit. So I think it's we get on well with everyone. I don't know if Seb agrees with me. He's a rookie, but I think we are a great team for that reason.
Definitely. We were a great team. It would be a lie if anybody says that we are not disappointed. Obviously, we were last. We missed a few key swimmers, but that's probably not a good excuse because this year is as it is, and every team missed a few swimmers. But I'm pretty optimistic that for the next seasons we can improve, and it would be a really good story if we could for the next season make, let's say, I don't know, semis, and in a few years also make the finals. So we have to see where we can improve, and we have to arrange, I think, a little bit of swimmers. We had a really good let's say freestyle relays, but we missed on the other the long distancers, and especially in women field. So yeah, we have to work on that.
Thank you, guys.
That overall, it wasn't the ideal season for you guys and for the Aqua Centurions. But personally, you, Szebasztian and Matteo, you were one of the biggest people that were making the job for the team. Szebasztian in that 50 butterfly, in the sprints events, you, Matteo Rivolta, doing even backstroke skins races and always scoring points in the 100 butterfly. Personally, how did you feel arriving to the bubble? Were you expecting the bubble to be so fun, so social interaction, we can say?
And did you expect the performances you output?
I think that the bubble was a lot of fun. Honestly, I was a bit concerned at the beginning before going there because I didn't know if the bubble will work or not. But at the end, I would have stayed there for a couple of weeks more because that was a perfect contest to perform and to live in. And about my performance, I didn't have an idea about my shape because I was training just for a month after a couple of weeks of vacation in August.
Oh wow!
So yeah, so I didn't do any race pace, for example, at home. So I was pretty curious to test myself, and that's why I was pretty happy with my first match because I also enjoy the backstroke as you said before, and I was not used to do that because I swim backstroke just in the warm up, nothing more than that. But that's a race I'm gonna work on because I really enjoy it.
Thank you, Matteo. What about you, Sebastian?
Well, I was pretty satisfied with my races. We swim like 4 matches, and I try to experiment before every match to see what fits me the best. I was improving from race to race, which I really liked. I still want to like experiment to see for the next seasons what is like the optimum, the optimal, the best thing to do before my races. But actually, I was coming to the ISL unprepared. I was prepared physically, but I wasn't sure what to expect from my races because, looking back, besides ISL, I had only one competition this year, which was the Nationals. So without racing to come to the biggest stage in the world, it was pretty like motivational, and I think that's what like the motivation what I got from the swimming brought my performance this season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what a performance by you! Definitely. Maybe you should always be racing around these swimmers. I mean, it's result really, progression.
Yeah, you have to be like prepared when you're like stepping up on the blocks next to like 7 best swimmers in the world, which they are. So there's nothing less than 100% you have to give on each race.
Thank you, Sebastian. Guys, let's dive into the season a little bit deeper. Matteo, you mentioned that you love racing backstroke, but you only did it really during warm-ups. Were you aware that you're going to be the main backstroker for the Aqua Centurions, especially in relays, before you came in?
Absolutely not, because I was told to swim backstroke just a couple of days before the first match, and I said, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna do that. And I swam 50.7 in my first match, and that was of course my personal best. And for that reason, I was a bit confident to get faster through the matches, but I didn't manage to do that, and I was a bit sad, a bit sorry about that. But anyway, I know, especially in the backstroke, there are many aspects I need to work on in order to improve and get faster. For example, the start, the turn, or the technical aspect that I never work on. And I can say that in the next season, I'm gonna try to swim under 50 seconds. Why not?
Hell yeah. It would be great to see. And right now, you would say your biggest advantage in your backstroke is probably underwaters?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can exploit underwater. So honestly, I feel better in the backstroke underwater rather compared to the butterfly one.
Ah, very interesting.
Yeah. I think it's more comfortable. I don't know why, but that's it. And it's a lot of fun to swim some different races. So also when I'm not a kid anymore, but you can always find something new to work on.
Mm-hmm. A very interesting point regarding the fact that backstroke underwaters feels more powerful than on your chest underwaters. Remember, Ryan Lochte used to pull something off where he would turn on a freestyle turn and he would turn on his back and then slowly turn over. Do you think that? that could be useful for maybe fly or freestyle also? Sort of kicking on your back for a little while, or on your side?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because it's the backstroke underwater make me feel more comfortable, but just when you swim a backstroke race, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, because Lockley used to do the backstroke underwater and then turn in the other position, then get out to swim freestyle or something else. But that's not my case.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
and definitely it's a great approach that you used this season of ISL to discover new events, because maybe that will open your horizons more and see that you not only can be a good flyer, but a good backstroker and help your team in those aspects as well. But I want to get in touch with something that you mentioned, Matteo. So you mentioned that you only prepare before the ISL 1 month. So only 1 month of training after some vacation. I mean, you have to be very confident after everything you succeed, after everything you do during the ISL, because I mean those times were very consistent, and with only 1 month of training, I think that will give you a lot of confidence leading into next year and next season as well.
Yeah, for sure, because competing at ISL give you a lot of more confidence, because you can race with the best swimmer in the world, and that's something you cannot find. I mean, I could not find an environment like that in Italy, for example. So competing in ISL was first of all a technical aspect I would like to work on. And then I think it's gonna be one of the main competition in my future ISL.
Yeah, definitely.
Great to hear as an ISL representative.
And talking about those great competitions, Szebasztian, I mean, it seems that the ISL, it's like the perfect fit for you, because I mean, the 50 butterfly, 50 freestyle in 2 different days, you can have all the perfect rest in order to perform at your highest level. And you mentioned that before coming into ISL, you weren't expecting a lot, because you didn't know, because you already have competed once this year. So what did you feel? What did you think about when you saw that scoreboard and you see a 22.00, and after that match you start dropping 21.8, 21.8, and almost break that world record? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, after the first match, I was pretty confident that I will get better and better, because last year, as I competed, there were 2 months where we traveled and compete for the whole 2 months, and we noticed that for me, the racing is really, really good. So as much as I race, I can improve from race to race. Of course, it's not every time, but we saw also this year that from the first match, I tried to improve not only on the speed, but especially on the technical aspect. Also, the turns and the underwater are really, I think they are really important in the short course. And that's what I still there's still a lot to improve, especially on the 100, both the freestyle, both the butterfly. But I think we are on a pretty good track.
Thank you, Szebasztian. And also, Szebasztian, a question to you. Your team ended up swimming the backstroke skins race twice. Matteo, you ended up participating in both. Szebasztian, the skins race is typically the very last race. It's always the very last race of the match. And judging by your 50 free and your 50 fly, you have to have a solid 50 back just from these underwaters. And also, just judging by your 50 free skins that you did, you can hold speed, especially for a sprinter. 21.1, 21.9, 23.0. It's very solid for a 50 free skins. why didn't we ever see you do 50 backspins?
Well, I'm not sure either. Well, I think I was pretty like full with my swims the both days on every match, and I think the coaches didn't want me like to, because we didn't know what I can do on the backstroke. I think I haven't swum like 50 backstroke for a long time. So maybe next time we should try, if there's no one like who wants to swim it or who can do it better. But honestly, I'm not that confident in my 50 backstroke, but you never know. Maybe I just need one race to see how it goes. So I mean, the underwaters are also the same, but they're different when you have to do it like on the backstroke. So I'm not confident yet. We'll see. Maybe I should try it like next time, or even on some smaller competition before I start to try to see where I can improve. Because I mean, like 30 meters are underwater, which are, let's say, pretty good for me. So yeah, you're right. Maybe next time I'll try it. We'll see.
Never say never, Seb.
Yeah, of course. That's right.
Yeah, it would be great to see you race the 50 back, and I feel like you have to have just a little bit more self-confidence in you. I believe you have a very solid 50 backstroke in you.
Thank you.
But with that being said, a question to both of you. Your guys' both skill sets tell me that you guys should be solid 100 IMers. Yet we didn't see a single 100 IM from neither of you. And your team seemed like it had a little bit of a hole in the 100 meters individual medley. Why didn't you guys ever race the 100 IM? And do you potentially see yourself doing that in the future ISL seasons?
Yeah, personally, because I'm not. My breaststroke is terrible. So I could swim a great 75 IM without breaststroke, but I mean, maybe honestly, I think I could swim about 50, 53, maybe 52 in 100 IM, but I think nothing more than that. So that's not so much competitive compared to the 100 back or the 100 fly. So yeah, we got a wall in that races, but also because as Szebasztian said before, we had a lot of last minute withdrawal, so we had to swim also some other distances that were not our own. So that's it.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks, Matteo. Szebasztian, what about you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, as I said, I was pretty full with my races, with the freestyle relays and also like the butterfly. As much as you think that I will be solid in the backstroke, I'm pretty sure that you will be like surprised how bad I am in the breaststroke. So I think I will stay with the fly and freestyle and like never even try, especially on that. Yeah, I mean, somebody would say that like it's only 25 breaststroke, but it's a lot. It's a lot when you race against the best, and you have those are like hundreds of seconds that like depend on. So I don't think it's a good idea to even start like with 24 years old to practice breaststroke.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, dangerous for the knees, right?
Yeah, and also like my technique. I mean, I don't think it's good to force something which is not going well. Instead, I should focus on things that I'm good at.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if we see you drop some more time in that 50 fly for next season, we might as well see you doing full jackpots every second match. So,
well, we'll see.
Fair
we'll
enough.
see. I mean, 1 year is a long time, so we'll see who the younger swimmers are coming up really fast. Yeah. We'll see what the competition is next time and what I can do, and also what others can do. So it doesn't only depend on me for the jack points.
Of course. And sort of taking a glimpse into the next season, what do you guys think of the new draft system? Each team will have 15 athletes that they'll be able to hold on in their roster, and the rest of the athletes go all the way to draft. And the drafting system is going to work the way that the team that took the last place last season gets to pick first, and the team that won gets to pick last during the draft. And the draft is going to go many rounds before everyone picks all the swimmers. What do you guys think of this draft system? Do you feel like it's going to make the teams more fair, more balanced?
Would that mean like in one round, one swimmer?
It's a great question. For now, yes. For the future, it's probably going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, something like that.
Okay.
I guess you have the first round.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty big deal.
Sounds good. I mean, should I start, Matteo?
Yeah, I think that that's the draft system could be a great thing to level up all the team. I mean, to keep a certain balance between the team. I think they're looking up what happened in NBA, for example, something like that, in order to help the team who ends up at the last position. I think that's a good idea, and but I don't think I think it's the first step to level up the field, because I mean, even with this draft system, team like Cali Condors or Energy Standard will be always the favorite. So it need to take a couple or 3 seasons in order to see something different, but it's a good first step in that direction.
Okay, thank you. Do you feel like athletes is a good number, or maybe there should be less left on the team?
I don't know that. Maybe it's good, because I mean, even with this year we have the 100 IM, and then next season we will have also the 800. So I mean, we will be able to cover all the distances without recruiting other athletes. But for me, it will be perfect in both the cases.
Thank you, Matteo. Szebasztian, what about you?
Well, right, I agree with Matteo. Of course, let's say this system stays for the next like let's say 5 seasons. Honestly, like, let's be realistic. Every swimmer wants to win, and the good swimmers will always go to the best teams, and then nobody will stay for the, like, let's say the lower teams. Then we would have like the situation where like 3 teams are really even more difference would be between the first, between like, let's say, the 3rd and the 5th place. So it's a really good idea, I think. And then even for the audience, I think would be really more interesting, because you will know like who's going to win. We have this season, realistically, there was like expectation between 3 teams who would win. And let's say if we continue like this new system, the draft system, for the next 5 or 5 years, everybody would be mixed up, and then it would be really like hard to predict the winner.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
For the audience, it makes the show spectacular, more spectacular as it is right now, I would say.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think the audience is also really important in this game.
Szebasztian, you mentioned that you believe the best swimmers will sort of naturally gravitate towards the stronger teams, the teams that have a chance to win. But we ended up chatting to a bunch of teams like the DC Tridents, like the New York Breakers, teams that weren't necessarily in a position to potentially win. But speaking to the leaders of their teams, they've voiced a belief that they feel a lot more satisfaction in bringing a team that is not necessarily the best right now, but through their hard work, perseverance, sort of building the team up and being sort of the OG of the team, if that makes sense. and they actually value it more than ending up on a team that has more chances to win. Do you have a similar approach, or would you? I mean, it's tough to ask this question when you're sitting next to a teammate, but maybe you can analyze your own and maybe analyze some of the other swimmers too. Like, do you feel like this is a trend, or not as much?
It is, of course it is. I believe the same. As I told last, I think it was the first question, I told you that it would be a really good story if we can bring this last Aqua Centurions, the last place, let's say for next season, into semis with the same team, or not exactly the same, but with a lot of swimmers who are already in the team, bring it into the semifinals, and throughout years also to the finals. It would be really like more satisfying than just to join the good team. But I was speaking objectively. There is like a lot. I think maybe I'm mistaken. Matteo could correct me. They are like, if somebody gets a pretty good offer from like a stronger team, they will try. I think they will maybe join if they have the like, if they get the
financial benefit.
No, the offer, yeah, because everybody wants to swim like at least the semifinals, one more match to get to the finals. So yeah, I would like to like, it would be a really good story to bring like this team throughout, let's say, 2 or 3 seasons into the finals to compete with the teams that are now like, let's say, Cali Condors, Energy on, and also like LA. It would be a really good story.
Yeah, you made a good point, because it is related to the culture, to the team environment that you guys are building. And if you are able to do that in 3 years, like with all the swimmers, you will carry out that momentum. And at the end, you will be a team that won the title, not a bunch of swimmers that were all reunited because they were too good, you know?
Correct.
But I also, go ahead.
The Aqua Centurions were really good. Like the atmosphere in the team is really, really good. So I think that's where we should start from the atmosphere, and then go on to the racing side to see where we can improve for the next season.
Oh, and I totally agree with you, because the team environment in the Aqua Centurions, in my opinion, was one of the best, if not the best, looking at the team box and everything you were doing with your teammates. And this is a question for both of you, Matteo and Szebasztian. How is the team environment? Because there were a lot of swimmers that were from the past season in this season, so they know each other. But you, Szebasztian, you were a new addition, but it seems like everybody welcomed you with the hands open, and you had a great time there. So talk us about that. This is a question for both of you.
That's 100% correct. I mean, I felt from the first day that I'm welcomed, and that's when I could talk to anybody there, which I'm not sure if in other teams are, because I don't know, but I think I could talk to every coach we had, and you could talk whatever you wanted about to others, and also like to change opinions, and on our free times, where as much as we could interact in the bubble, it was a really great time with.
Yeah, I totally agree with Szebasztian, because as I told before, one of the key points of the team is the team spirit, because we get on well with everyone. We are helpful with everyone, and I think that's the main step to work on in order to build a strong team that could be more competitive toward the next season. And as Szebasztian said before, one of the things that I would like the most is winning with Aqua Centurions. That has to be the plan, the strategy, the goal. To get the winning in 3 or 4 years, and then follow that strategy in order to get better in every season.
Thank you. Could you guys please open up a little bit on how do you actually achieve such a team atmosphere? Do you guys have any team bonding activities, or is it a testament to the coaches, where you just like magically the chemistry was there?
Yeah, because you are a lot of Brazilians and Italians, and also a lot of international swimmers like Szebasztian from Hungary, Mikhailo from Ukraine. So there's a lot of different cultures and perspectives in the team, but it seems that you guys are all one.
Yeah, I think that we are, as I told before, Italian, Brazilian, but also from many parts of the world. But I think that when a group is having fun, there's not you cannot find so much difference between the culture. So the having fun is the key to perform the best. And I think that also the rookie like Szebasztian could appreciate that way to behave, and I think it's the right direction to keep in order to win sooner or later.
Correct.
Thank you. Same for you, Szebasztian?
Yeah, I agree with him. I mean, I let's say honestly, the Italians were like this team is based on Italian, and the Italian guys like welcomed us from the first day on. They were like joking. There wasn't like strict behavior from what we had to like follow. Also, the coaches were really nice to us from the first day. And then when you notice the first day, the first interaction is always the most important for me, and also for the others. And when you see how the team is behaving, then you can adjust to them, and from then on it was really easy to like have fun. But on the other hand, when we raced, we were pretty serious as much as we could, and we left we had the fun racing, but we left the fun after the races.
You guys know you ended up breaking one of the team boxes after your last match?
No.
The support, you guys were so go crazy in the boot, and they had to fix it after. But hey, that was awesome to see it for the fans.
Those were the coaches for sure, not the swimmers.
Okay, we'll blame it on the coaches.
Of course.
Szebasztian, a question to you. I thought about it whether I should ask this question or not, because it could be a little bit sensitive. So let me know if that doesn't go well. But Szebasztian, why did you not end up in Team Iron?
Well, I don't know. I first I got a few offers from other teams, and last year I'm not sure Iron was like 6th, maybe. Not sure the placement. I wanted to try something new to see. I was really like optimistic that this year this season the Aquas are gonna like be better, and also I was looking where I could put my performances, where I could swim like more races, like my races, the freestyle and the butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I mean, I'm always like in contact with my coaches where we bring the decision together, and that's why I ended up. First of all, I was waiting like until the last, and if I will even compete in the ISL because of the whole year, but and the last we decided for the Aqua Centurions, and I mean we ended up behind Iron, but I'm not like disappointed because of that. So I enjoyed really those 1.5 months, and I think I won't do any different if I could choose.
So now you're an Aqua Centurion for life.
Well, yeah, let's see what the future brings, but I mean I like the team. We could be a really good team with a few changes, not like swimmer wise, but like also mental wise to see where we can put each swimmer in better strokes. We had a lot fast guys on the freestyle, but we had a lot of holes in the other distances and strokes. So yeah, we have to improve on that.
Makes sense. Thanks. Yeah, you guys actually ended up winning every single 4x100 freestyle relay for man. that you participated in. So.
No, the last one we got second behind Cali Condors.
Yeah, you're totally right. Oh.
Yeah, but the relays,
almost.
I'm really. I mean, it was really especially the men's side. The relays were really good. Even with Matteo as the backstroker, he did a really great job. But we were always competing with others. We were always second, third, or fourth in the relay. We never ended first. We never had to could choose the skin race, unfortunately. But I mean, we're competitive in that race also.
And talking about that, you made a good point there. You never got the opportunity to choose that skins races, but let's say that if you were able to pick it, both of you, I mean, will you go obviously with butterfly? I mean, you and Matteo are very, very strong. Will you agree with me, or will you try to do, I don't know, backstroke, freestyle, because the other fields are also pretty strong?
Yeah,
Scosoli and Martinieri for breaststroke could be an option.
Yeah. I think
Nicolo.
Aqua Centurions have every stroke covered except backstroke. So it depends from the competition, the other teams, from the match. But I think we had covered pretty good the fly, the breaststroke, especially the men's breaststroke, and also with Miresi we had a pretty good freestyle. So it depends from the competition, but I'm pretty sad that we couldn't choose at least once the skins for the men's, but it is what it is, as I will say for the next season.
I think we would have chosen maybe butterfly because I mean, we had Szebasztian who was I mean, the fastest in the field, and I mean, I could have give my support, because the biggest obstacle for me was to skip the first round, because I'm not a pure sprinter. So I was a bit confident to keep 2 or 3 by 50 on the same level. So it could be a good stroke. And also, the breaststroke, we were very tough, but also, I mean, the other team were very tough as well. I mean, Henry Standard and Team Iron, London Roar. So it will depend on the other team we were facing, but that's it.
Correct.
Thank you, Matteo.
Now you can see. Sorry. Now you can see the one swimmer how much difference can make. If we had like one pretty good backstroker, then we would probably win some of the relays, and we could choose the skins where we could like get more points than, let's say, I think Matteo swam like 3 times backstroke skins, or maybe at least 2.
Yeah, 3 times. 3 times.
Yeah, where we couldn't like take any points. Not a lot of points. We did take, but not a lot of points.
I did my best, but especially in the 50. In the 50 back, I was not competitive enough, but Szebasztian is right.
Yeah. You were 5th and 6th, though. You were almost there.
Yeah,
backstroke skins.
He's not to blame. He did a really great job. But also he had to cover the before that the relays, and also like the butterflies. So he got also tired, and there's nothing talk about anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough.
But switching a little bit the team here, Matteo and Szebasztian, I mean, Aqua Centurions, as you mentioned, Szebasztian, is an Italian team, you know, and Matteo, being a 2012 and 2016 Olympian and being a very experienced swimmer, you have seen during your whole career that in Italy, I mean, swimming is a very big deal. It's a very big sport, and people really enjoy it. Maybe last season in Napoli, you saw how, or in the Sette Colli Trophy there in Rome, you see how the people react to the swimming competition. So how have both of you feel that this ISL, this team, Aqua Centurions, have made the impact on the Italian community, but also in other countries as well? What will you say about that?
Hey, I think that that's we got an Italian spirit inside and outside. I mean, we can share this spirit also to our supporters, because we are in Italy. We are used to to be some noisy and celebrate. So I think that's a key point to exploit, and I think Italy will be a great potential market for ISL and for Aqua Centurions for that reason, because we love swimming, but it's not we don't exploit it enough. So there's a lot of potential.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And in Hungary, how are the things? Because we were there in the bubble. I mean, we didn't have a lot of interaction in Budapest, only in the Duna Arena and in the hotels. But I know that swimming is a very big sport, maybe the national sport for you guys. So, Szebasztian, what would you say that this ISL is making for the fans, for the swimming community?
Oh, the Hungarians really love swimming, that's for sure. I mean, if you have seen the 2017 Worlds, and also like last year we had like also one competition in the ISL in Budapest. This year was different. We didn't have like spectators where, I mean, I think for the next few like year, for the future of the sport, the spectators are a must. And when swimmers get out on the blocks in Duna Arena in Budapest, then you can hear also and see that the Hungarians really love this sport, and they are like really fans, really love them. So I hope like also for the Rome and like for the Budapest for the future, I hope we can like full the pools to see how much everyone loves swimming. It would be a really awesome thing besides Budapest to also like that's just an idea to make one ISL competition in Rome. I think that would be crazy.
I think it's definitely coming the way of Rome at some point. But with that being said, Matteo, I have a question to you. We already mentioned a bunch of times Aqua Centurions being an Italian-based team. But what we didn't mention is the impact the federation had on the Aqua Centurions, specifically the Italian Swimming Federation. From the perspective of the federation, it makes sense why they were a little bit on the fence with ISL, because it's the COVID period, the Olympic Games are approaching, and they're a little bit concerned about the athletes potentially getting sick. But could you open up on, like, did you guys have a lot of pressure coming from the Italian Federation not to participate in the ISL, or were they kind of fine, go ahead?
Yeah, that's a big deal, because the relationship between Italian Federation and ISL it's not quite good. That's the reason why many Italian swimmers didn't come to Budapest, because we were about forced to withdraw, and that's a bad thing, because I mean, I cannot talk about the real reason behind that. I mean, that way to behave of the federation, but I just can say that the federation doesn't like ISL, and we are deeply sorry about that. But I think ISL is gonna be the future of the sport, because it's something it's something new. It's something that you cannot stop anymore, and it's something that is meant to expand and become always bigger. So ISL was a blessing for that reason.
Thank you, Matteo. And you mentioned that a bunch of Italian swimmers made the decision not to come. How come you came?
Because I strongly believe that ISL will be a great part of my future career. So I was willing to do it anyway. So it was up to you. Many swimmers gave up, but not the other not. I mean, we were about five guys from Italy, 5 or 6, and but we would have been many more. So it was a personal decision, and I was happy to get there.
You know, Matteo, I think decisions like you've made and brave people like you change a lot of things in the world. And huge credit goes to you to deciding to actually come and test out the waters in this uncertain period. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too. Also, because I think that the ISL bubble was probably the safest place to live and to train. So I strongly believe that I did the right decision.
Thank you, Matteo. Szebasztian, a question to you. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Do you by any chance remember taking part in the Energy Standard swim meet back in Moscow years ago?
No.
Oh, you don't?
I was never in Moscow swimming. I haven't visited the town.
Oh, sorry.
Sure?
I was convinced you participated. So you've never participated in the Energy Standard swim meet?
No, for sure not.
Oh,
When
wow.
was it?
What a letdown. Well, it was actually hosted twice a year, every year, starting from 2013, ending 2017. And we always had the Hungarian team present. The ages were 96 to 98.
No, for sure I wasn't there.
Strange. Yeah. Strange. Okay. But with this being said, guys, let's talk a little bit about the longevity of swimmers in the ISL and in the swimming world in general. Szebasztian, your main counterpart in the 50 fly was almost double your age, Nicolas Santos.
Correct.
Do you guys feel like the ISL is now creating a trend where the athletes' professional lives are going to be extended because they have an opportunity to gain money, to race every year, and maybe even race only the 50s, not going into the 100s? Do you guys feel like this will prolong the career of swimmers? Or from another point of view, you guys actually have to race a lot in the span of 2 days, in the span of a match. And this is definitely a hit on the recovery. So maybe not. Could you guys open up on that a little bit?
Well, yeah, I really hope it's getting there. I really hope it's becoming a trend that older swimmers can also like make a living from it, which should be like a goal, aim for that. We'll see how it goes, but I really, what you talk about the recovery after 2 days, I think the format in the ISL is really good. So I think the swimmers and the coaches and also the team has to be smart and clever to sometimes rest the older swimmers or some even younger swimmers competing more, so they could like perform at their best for the next match. And there are a lot of strategies that you can like implement in this format. So I think the recovery should, I mean, I'm not like even also, maybe I'm not the best one to talk about it, but I think the recovery shouldn't be like that much of a deal and a deal breaker for it. As much as like the other swimmers are covering you, sometimes it could be a really good like job for your, like, let's say the oldest swimmer is like, I think Santos, like 39 years old, and he's like really a beast. And he's now the oldest, but we'll see in 10 or like 15 years, maybe they're going to be like even older swimmers performing even better. So I think the smarter the swimming community works, the better it can go.
Thank you, Szebasztian. Much of the same for you, Matthias? Matteo, sorry.
I agree with Seb. I think that an athlete like Nicolas Santos could be something that can pull all the other swimmers to keep going on. I mean, I'm 29 years old and I'm feeling a bit old compared to the new generation. But if you compare to athletes like Nicolas Santos, you say, okay, it's going to be possible to keep swimming at a high level for many years again. So it's a great example of dedication, and I mean, it's a professional swimmer and a very helpful guy, and that's a great thing for the world movement, and great advertising for the ISL as well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Matteo.
Definitely. Both of you mentioned the recovery aspect, the training, that it's going to make swimmers to keep training and competing at the highest level. But I want to make you, both of you guys, a question. Well, it's not a question. Maybe it's like, some facts. Because, I mean, you are one of the biggest swimmers in the world right now. You proved that in the ISL season. But I want to know, what is the hardest training set that you've ever done in your career, or what's your pre-race routine, something that you can tell us, to the fans, to the audience, in order to get to know you better?
Come on, the fans want to know your hardest set. They don't want to know your pre-match routine. They want to know the hardest sets. Come on, guys.
Matteo could go first if he knows.
No.
A little bit.
I'm gonna follow you, please.
Okay. Well, actually, I'm not sure. There were a lot of like hard sets. I saw it was really like simple but hard. I did once like 10 times 100, 10 times 100. One was like freestyle pace, and then the second one was fly, like all out. And the first like 5, 6 were decent, and then I was like the last 4 like were dying. What
was the recovery?
Excuse me?
How much did you have between the hundreds?
Well, 145 was everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's cruel.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk how it ended, but it was pretty. That's the one I remember where I was like really, really angry.
Hey, that's definitely going to help out your 50 fly, isn't it?
Well, not, but I have to work on the 100 fly for sure.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Matteo, do you want to voice the biggest pain?
I can say that for a sprinter, practicing like that is are the toughest. I mean, I used to swim, for example, 8 times or 10 times 100, split in 2x50 or 100, the whole 100. When you especially when you don't have to focus on the time, but on the effort. So you start swim all out, and then try to survive and get through the end. It's really painful. Yeah.
It's not always like, excuse me, it's not always like about the set. Sometimes your body doesn't feel good, and then like 350s feel way worse than like 10 times 200 or something. So it depends from your body, from your mindset on that day. So that's a lot of like different aspects where you should like focus on.
Yeah, of course, a lot of things go into it. You might have a bad day, and an easy set might turn into hell. Yeah, makes sense.
Of course, yeah.
Szebasztian, before the start of this podcast, we had a chance to chat just a little bit, and you mentioned that right now you're on vacation. You're not swimming.
Correct.
A lot of the swimmers in the world right now, especially young swimmers, are feeling incredibly concerned about the fact that they can't train for long periods of time, that they can't train specifically over Christmas and New Year's, a lot of pools closed. can you maybe provide a couple of words of encouragement for these young swimmers that are stressing out about not having pool space? And
Yeah, a few minutes ago we talked about longevity and like swimmers 40 years old swimming. So for the young swimmers, they shouldn't be like any concerned about this, because I mean they're still young. They will catch up, and I think this year the safety and the health is more important than any sport and everything. So, but nonetheless, they should like focus on some other things, and this will also like be gone in no time. So just they will catch up. Nothing to worry about. I think I'm pretty sure there's nothing to worry about. The pools will open and they will start doing. Especially when you're young, you can really easy catch up on the others.
Right. And especially there's a trend of swimming going on, especially for young swimmers, of coaches overworking young swimmers.
Correct.
Maybe for some of these athletes, this rest will become beneficial.
Correct. That's what I was talking with some friend of mine, that maybe a lot of swimmers were their whole lives training, and maybe this year the lockdowns and the stuff, maybe that will help for them not only to recover their body, but also to recover their mind and to get even more motivated. And sometimes the body doesn't even tell you, but it needs some rest.
Okay, thank you.
I think guys, rest is key for performance. You said it, both of you said it, and I totally agree with you in that aspect. Yeah.
Right.
Well, guys, we know you're busy athletes. Szebasztian, we don't want to take you away from your vacation for too long, away from your family.
Very kind.
Matteo, you're probably busy as well, so we're going to be wrapping this up. But before we end this, do you guys want to just say a couple of words to your hardcore fans, to the Aqua Centurions fans?
Yeah, I can say that the next season will probably take place in Italy, in Naples. So yeah, I can't wait to hopefully our supporter could come and cheer for us, and I can't wait to compete again with that amazing crowd that we found last year, and it's gonna be a big boost for us in order to give our best.
Thank you, Matteo. Szebasztian?
Yeah, I'm first time hearing that the next season is in Naples. Well, that sounds good. I'm not the guy on social media, so I don't follow a lot of things, but it sounds really good. I hope that the fans are going to be able to come. We'll see how it goes, but thanks everybody for cheering us up. And well, I mean, we have to like be better for the next season and like improve. There's no other way around.
And you guys are going to be shining in front of a home crowd. Extra responsibility.
That, of course, an extra motivation.
I mean, ice cream, pizza, and swimming in Napoli. What else do you want, no?
Yeah. Nothing better.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Guys, but with this being said, thank you so much for joining us. It was a blast and it was a pleasure. We hope to see you in future podcasts. And to all the fans watching, we will have a match analysis taking place tomorrow of match 5. Stay with us. And after this, we will have a bit of a break in our podcast and we will come back after the New Year's. Thank you for hopping on and hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.